What is up, guys? We are in the game decider of the Rising Empires October monthly finals. It's DivineDFP spawning in here in the northwest side of French Pass of all maps as the finals, as the Chinese, and we got GG.simtom over here in the east. He is the Abbasid dynasty. So going with a little bit of some 2-2-2 opening, a little bit of some extra eco build, and can easily have the option to do so, being not only against the Chinese, but also you are on French Pass. So how will these players play it? Will we see a trade wing potentially come out as the Abbasid, as there are markets on either corner? You can make this trade pretty efficient and actually have the opportunity to maybe take some map control, wall it up. You're playing against a Civ that's very late game or eco booming as well, so they might greed out. We saw Divine do it just a couple games before that that we casted, that will also be up on my YouTube channel as well, so if you haven't watched that one, check that one out. But he was very greedy on the eco build on pit, went triple TC, and even at the later side of the games he hadn't seen Simtom's base at all. So if we see something like this happen this game with trade coming in, then it might just be a little too much for Divine to deal with. But going with that nice opening, went on the straggler tree, did the little mill drop off trick to get some extra wood, not have to chop a straggler later on, just get a little bit more efficient. And then heavy onto the food, heavy onto the gold. We're gonna see a nice quick age up timing, but is it gonna be a fast 2TC song, fast song, Juga New Rush? There's a lot of different options coming out for the Chinese now. And knowing Divine, he is a little bit more the eco player. I'm expecting a nice 2TC song coming out after him. And then Lancers, and maybe Fire Lancers, as the Abbasid might be a Civ that you go for a little bit of a landmark sniping or in the game potential with. But you know, we're just jumping out with all these hypotheticals in this early game while they're just circling around the map, getting vision, and grabbing up the sheep as well. So both players with that single scout opening, so not too much vision that they're going to be able to gather, not too much kind of like map control and opportunity that can gain from this. But this means later on you could potentially, you know, wall on up. If you know where your opponent's scout is, you've denied that vision, you can be a little bit more greedy, you can be a little bit more aggressive. And both of these players might just be super greedy as they did the first game. But this time they actually have civs that make sense to be a little bit greedier on, compared to, you know, opening triple TC as French. But you know, to each his own. I am not going to be a critique here, except yes I will be, but I am not better than these players by any means. But let's see how this game will get going on. Simtom getting a little bit of vision of Divine's base, wants to see what's going on, clicks up with the eco wing, not starting with the trade wing at least, but maybe can come in later on. And the Imperial Academy, a nice lovely drop off point, as it has the mining camp, the mill, and the lumber camp all in the resource radius of its whatever range. So we'll get the bonuses of that Imperial Palace, get that extra gold, and will be a nice spot for Divine to get this eco to start booming. Dropping a village as well, save 75 wood in the long run. So this is a really nice thing, especially this early in the game, can really get you to 2TC song that much faster, as you don't have to get the extra little bit of wood for some extra houses. Scout for Divine, circling back towards his base. Scout for Simtom, taking the cut through the middle of the map, and then most likely will circle back towards his base, as he has basically gotten vision of the majority of the map. And Divine, pretty similar except the middle side, which he'll probably just cut through right on here now, as he does not need these sheep at home. Or does he? Barbican being dropped forward in front of his stone, wants to protect it on up in case of any early raids coming out, which the Abbasid are known to do at times. And look at this. You might say, why is he building so many houses? Well, fresh foodstuffs coming on in already, but more importantly, well, not more importantly, because just as important, the Golden Age Tier 1 already has been activated. 15% gather rate for all resources. So starting to boom up this eco, and has that second TC going down, already building up towards a third TC as well. Whereas Divine, he's not up at Song Dynasty yet. He's just now taking the stone, but once 2 TC Song Dynasty activates, it immediately jumps Divine up past that 3 TC mark that DivineDFP will be at. So we'll see if a 4th actually ends up coming down. I would not be too surprised. And oh my, 11 vills on top of this stone for Divine. So Divine might even yeah, he does need to end up looking at Blade's Chinese build orders. There's 2 different ones, both very solid. I think Anime was the maker of one of them, if my memory serves correct. Needs to definitely check these out. 11 villagers on that stone, pulls off, ready to build up that secondary TC. Let's see where he is going to end up dropping it. And there we go. We see a little vill swap from the stone to the food, and then from the wood line over to the deer. So exactly where it's as is expected. And DivineDFP pulling over for his 3rd TC, still on the stone, so not too surprised here to actually see DivineDFP going for a 4 TC Abbasid build. It's not the first time I've seen him do this either. I actually saw him go 5 TCs the other day in the Abbasid mirror matchup. So 3rd TC still getting closer, finishing on up, whereas 2 TC Song Dynasty is already in play. So it's 32-1 versus 32-1, but Divine climbing up a little bit faster as this TC gets built. But the key thing will be is what these players do with the eco that they have. Will they start pressuring? Will they start getting some kills and making this game seem like it might not actually be as long as we expect it to be? But the 4th TC going on in, and DivineDFP is still on the stone. 5 TCs. 5 TCs. Yeah, so DivineDFP's most likely going for 5 TCs, walling up the side that would be furthest from Divine, closest to him, so getting a nice old safe wall in on that eastern side. About to run out of this stone in just a second, but that means he will have enough stone for his 5th TC. Divine is not gathering more stone. He's building some very, very conservative walls. And one of the drawbacks, this is actually a little bit of one of the things that I've done before, which you wall this side and then you wall this one, and you think you're all safe and secure, and then your opponent just runs right down the middle and then raids your eco. So would love to see a more forward wall on the eastern side if he does actually plan on building this forward wall in the west. Oh, villager getting spotted out by a wolf. The 300 stones in the bank. He's about to have enough wood with the next drop off of these vills. Scout, again, DivineDFP's really good about doing this. Whenever he's planning on like building a wall or being greedy or doing something like this, he'll make sure to try to get vision of your opponent's scout and then deny it from the point where he is he's trying to be aggressive to. And look at this, Divine pulls his scout all the way back. DivineDFP able to move up with his vill and get a nice old wall starting to be built. Another vill moves forward, builds a palisade gate. will starts to build the palisade gate. Oh, the wood was not used for a 5th TC. It was just for a couple stables here, so might look to do a little bit of raiding. Divine, though, able to drop his Castle Age, and as the Castle Age is able to be dropped, he's also got a stables already. I said it, he loves his Lancers. So, astronomical clock tower on its way. I'm sure to see some Lancers starting to come out. Will the Lancers be able to be built and come out before this wall finishes? I do not believe so. And SimTom is dotting his I's, crossing his T's. He is checking all the boxes over here. He says you may find one wall, but you will be immediately encountering another and another and another. So there will not be any easy way into this base of SimTom. And I honestly would not be surprised to see him go, oh, damn it. I was going to say see him go up with the trade wing, but that would be a little overzealous. I think he would have started trade a little bit more, a little bit earlier and not gone with 4 TCs into trade wing. But you know, there's always this hoping that can happen. Villager moving forward for Divine, trying to build himself some a little bit more forward walls, protect up. He realizes he has not gotten his gold secured. He's only has 1,800 gold left in this one. Has not secured up a secondary gold, except maybe the one in front of his Barbican. But SimTom is walling an additional. Watch out for the boar. Watch out for the boar. Boar! No! Don't do it to him! Don't do it to him! Take it with your scout! Oh, the Lancer comes in. This wall will not finish. Look at that boar. Just devastating. Villagers need to be pulled and either try to fast build this while the Lancers run on away, or it's going to be given up and the gold mine will be secured. Walls in the west have been finished. Walls in the middle have been finished. So SimTom's still feeling pretty happy, as this will be a huge delay. One Lancer has gotten by his north wall, but he's basically in a box. House of Wisdom finishes. Preservation of Knowledge immediately queued up. Already getting lumber Oh, that's Divine. Okay. I was about to say, after this, I would expect SimTom to start getting a ton of these eco techs because they just come in so cheap, and he is about to have Golden Age Tier 2. So not only will they be coming in so cheap, they will be coming in 15% faster. Villager tried to move up, get some of those secret walls, but Divine, he knew that that was coming. He has his Lancers sitting there ready for it. Couple Camel Archers starting to mass up, something to deal with these Lancers with. Horsemen just circling around, using their mobility to their favor. And what did I say about all of those upgrades coming in after Preservation of Knowledge comes through? It's just so strong. These things are flying through, and they are so cheap. They basically get that French passive of that cheaper research speed with the Castle Age tech that with the culture wing that most people go for. Next gold starting to be secured as Divine has run out of it. Starting to drop some nice granary ecos behind this, so we'll get some lovely food generation starting to go once villagers move over and fill these farms up. And there we go, mass exhibition of all of these villagers onto this gold. First building up a few towers, outposts to secure up that positioning, and SimTom building another layer of walls. Man, SimTom layer, oh my gosh, layer after layer of walls. No relics secured, which is kind of a shock to me at this point in time. I would expect to see a few more of these relics gone and being grabbed on the map. But, oh, as I say that, there should start to be some relics picked up here now. And Divine has snagged 2 of them, but will not be able to gain access to the last 3, which SimTom should be able to secure. And the sacred sites are usually the big priority on this map. Couple spears, couple Camel Archers. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Divine's choosing to take the fight. Oh, Camel Archer's doing a decent amount of damage, decent amount of kiteability, but they really need some spears to be that front line. A few more spears into the mix. These 2 spears. Oh, wow. 7 spears. That will be the difference. Another Lancer gets taken down. Another spear falls. But look. Oh, no. The Lancer's stuck. He's getting blocked by his other buddy. And oh, how sad for Divine. Lancers go down. Walls will be secured. And I wouldn't be surprised to see these spears just immediately burn down this palisade gate of Divine's. Lancer's trying to move around the west side for Divine, so he wants to find spots to raid. He wants to pressure Eco, but GG.simtom, he's not 1 step ahead. He's not 2 steps ahead. He's not 3. He's like 18 steps ahead with how many walls he has right now. Moving out with villagers onto the middle, taking some middle map security, and builds his 5th and final town center, dead center in the middle of the map. Wants to drain the gold. He knows that Chinese, while they might be a strong civilization, they are not as strong without gold. If he takes control of all of this gold on the map, this is going to be a little too hard for Divine to deal with. Divine stone walling his side. Let's see if he decides to opt to stone wall the opposite side as well. Sacred side attempting to be secured. There's a few camel archers here. I would expect GG.simtom to go send all 3 of these camel archers to just go deal, or the reinforcements to go deal with that, as he is pushing forward, trying to maybe complete his wooden walls, as well as has a ram already and can try to take down some more stone walls. Oh. Just heard the middle relic get grabbed by GG.simtom. The Lancers burn down the wall and immediately start running. GG.simtom has enough for Imperial Age. He is going up with the military wing, and Divine is dropping 6 stables. So he's going to go up to 9 stables and just going to go for a ton of Lancer production. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not at all. 4 rams being dropped by GG.simtom, wants to continue to pressure this northern side that he is on. Finally spots out that he has lost the sacred site and hasn't even grabbed it in general. Takes down the monk on top of it. Starting to deny those Lancers on the west, and should rebuild the wall. Oh my gosh, he's doing what he did the other game, but just pressuring both sides of Divine's eco. Splits his military and has rams on either side, so will make Divine choose a side to try to protect, which, yes, he does have a high mobility unit of the Lancers, but Lancers into spears and camel archers, not the greatest trades that you want to be taking, and you can only afford that for so long. As Divine, he has the Spirit Way. He's already getting veteran Chukanu. He's maybe getting to get elite Chukanu, but dropping the Imperial Palace, and that means Fire Lancers. Fire Lancers will be transitioned to. They're not as expensive as far as gold, only 20 gold. So this is something that Divine could afford in the long term, and really could affect, like I said, could really be a strong effect in this game. GG.simtom booming up in this middle like we were talking about. Has started to trade. He has started to trade. GG.simtom is trading. I repeat, GG.simtom is trading. More rams being built. Villagers throwing their torches from up high on the walls, burning down the rams as fast as they possibly can, but not burning them down fast enough. Spearmen trying to run, trying to help reinforce. Cannon emplacements helping out. Failing spears, though, they will do a ton of damage, but look at how much damage the outpost does. The outpost says, I do more. More villagers being, oh, nope, villagers not being pulled. Spearmen able to take down the majority of those vills that were pulled for the rams. There goes. Villagers starting to pull to heal up this outpost. Spears need to take it down as fast as possible, and SimTom already planning on building a proxy base. We saw him do it to Divine the other game. He's planning on it this game. But Divine has broken down out of the southern side, and he has not done this in a light fashion. He has hand cannoneers. He has fire lancers, regular lancers, and elite Juganu, so they will all get some extra healing as some of those specialty units get taken down, as he does have that spirit way. So this will become a little bit of a struggle for SimTom. And what the heck? I guess that's impassable. I'm not sure. I'm gonna hope that's impassable. Next set of walls starting to be burnt down. But, oh no, the proxy base is imminent. Spears have broken through. Ram's taking down more of these stone walls. Vil building up that forward wooden wall and already has an outline of an additional wooden wall behind the SimTom. He's not about the stone walls. He's all about multi-layers of wooden walls. He says, if I have reaction and doing it again, walling in the trade post. We saw this on the pit. He is in this for the long haul. War of attrition. Divine has been able to move up to another set of gold though, and this was what I was saying though. If he denied the gold earlier than this would be a really, really hard point for Divine to find himself in. Proxy production. Say goodbye. Villagers need to run and hide. Run and hide. Build the walls. Build stone walls. Build a keep. Do something. Camel archers are on the way, and these are not... Oh, camel... Oh, no, they're camel archers. I was about to say camel riders. They looked like riders for a second, but nope. Camel archers coming into the mix. Those Juganu are going to do a good amount of base damage, but the camel archers in that group, they just one-shot that mass, so the healing, it doesn't even matter. A couple spearmen as well are on top of those fire lancers, so a good little front line, and the fire lancers getting the camel unease debuff. More barracks and stone walls coming in for SimTom. SimTom's walling in Divine. Oh my gosh. Divine can see this though. He has an outpost. No reaction yet. Spears trying to move forward. Villagers hammering away at this stone as fast as they possibly can. Needs to bring out some more villagers. I think he should choose one or the other. He should just fast build the stone or build the proxy production. Not both right now, but... And there it is. Villagers. Villagers moving forward for an outpost, but they haven't reacted yet to the military. Divine's just reacting with regular military himself. Spears doing a little bit of that bracing, but in the middle, the main middle expedition from SimTom has been crushed. Escaped with the villagers out through the middle, starting to build walls as well. There's stuff going on everywhere. This is an absolute clusterfuck. But Divine is retaking center map control, and this is so key because I don't care if you wall up the trade markets. If you just gave me 20-something thousand gold that I just reclaimed, that is more than enough to end this game from Divine. So let's see what SimTom can do. Let's see if this proxy production, let's see if he can start raiding eco and if he can continue to protect himself, which stone walls have done that. Stone walls do protect themselves, and this is impassable. This is why these weird walls are coming in, and has built stone walls in the southern side. The trade has already been online for a little bit of time, and again, what will be the estimated return of these traders? I'm gonna wait until Spice Roads come in. He's got that's the savior market. He's just one market, but he's been doing this for a while. He's been trickling them in for like a good bit of time now, while these fights have been going on, while all this craziness has been going on for the past like 10 minutes or so. He's just been slowly trickling in traders. And there we go. The trade wing has finished. So let's see what SimTom opts for, if he's going to go ahead and get some of those upgrades. The Grand Bazaar super, super cheap. As you see, 35 food, 87 gold, and definitely worth that payment. Hand Cannoneers, Fire Lancers, the front line for Divine, and Divine is continuing to just try to push through this mid, but immediately stalwarted by the stone walls, builds a siege workshop, gets a nice bombard out of it, and we'll start taking down these stone walls. And there it is, Grand Bazaar and Spice Road. So right now they're returning 180 gold a pop, 171, 180. And after Spice Roads, after Grand Bazaar, we'll check in and see what they are returning after that. Next set of gold is about to run out in just a second for Divine. Cannon about to break through this stone wall in the middle. Another keep being dropped. There's a keep there, but will the keep be enough to hold off Fire Lancers? Will the keep be enough to hold off Lancers? And will the keep be enough to hold off 2 Bombards? Bombards. And there we go. Divine has already proactively moved off of that initial gold onto the next gold mine, built multiple keeps, so will multiple outposts and a keep, and might actually just go for security of the second sacred site. He could go for a sacred site victory here. 180 and 45 as he is returning food. Spice Road's not yet finished. He went Trade Wing as the 5th age up. He doesn't miss out on any. This is the 5th age. And there it is. So instead of 180, we got 234 and 58 stone. Woo! That trade is booming now for SimTom, so should be able to just start massing keeps, massing stone walls, and just being annoying as possible, as you've already seen. Camel archers have continued to raid, but he will need something to deal with keeps. He will need something to deal with siege. Second sacred site location has been taken by, well, denied by Divine, taking down SimTom's next keep, taking down this map control, and I am scared for SimTom's eco. If Divine just decides to burst through the stone walls at home, how will SimTom be able to actually protect up his trade? How will he start to get gold? Divine building another outpost. He loves his outpost. Outpost. Getting cannon emplacements on all of them. Getting the next set of gold. Moving forward, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him start snagging outposts and keeps around this next sacred site, but doesn't quite have the stone in the bank to do so yet. More stone walls coming out for SimTom forward. And then the Bombard is out for SimTom, but will not be able to fire once the stone wall is complete. Yep. And does not does not finish the wall. There it is. Finishes the wall. Can start being burnt as it's being built, and this will not be able to be secured, and immediately Bombard gets taken down. Divine is retaking all of this map control, taking out the siege workshop, taking out all of the proxy barracks, taking out all of this proxy annoyance. But SimTom, he's going for a mining camp. SimTom continuing to mess up elite camel riders, multiple keeps coming down at home, and the trade is just booming. He's got 23 traders, 98 vills, but I'm sure he will just continue to produce up some more traders. He's trying to take down these outposts, but really needs to try to find some eco, try to find something behind this. Yeah, that was the 223 and 55. It was 180 before that. So SimTom really just needs to mass up enough of a military at home, but oh my, he has been broken through. Divine is through on the eco. There, Look at all the keeps being dropped around it. He's scared for the landmark snipe as well, but more importantly, he needs to protect the eco. Divine, he's going on top of the back of the eco for the traders. He's on top of the west side. He's broken through the west. He's broken through the north. How will SimTom hold? He has tons and tons of keeps with all the stone that has been brought in from some of these traders. He really quickly clears up the military in the east side. Didn't take too much damage there. And the military in the west has not found... I lied. They found a lot of vills, but the trade is what's key right now. The cannon's starting to take down the next keep. And the next set of raiders coming through the eastern side. I mean, SimTom, how are you going to hold this? Oh, this is an efficient trader. So Lancer's starting to take down all of the trade, and at the same time, Divine is on the west side. He's getting a little bit of a revenge game from game number 1, the pincer movement. He's going to make SimTom split his armies, but the benefit for SimTom, he has a very, very mobile army of camel riders, camel archers, and lancers. A lot of barracks near the trade at home easily will be able to be masked up, as well as an outpost. Would love to see some cannon emplacements coming in on outposts near the trade to just do some extra damage to all this. But look at the camel riders. Look at the hand cannoneers. They're able to clear all of Divine's forward army, and the Culverin's able to snipe out any of the siege as well. Divine and his outpost just getting as many of these upgrade fortified emplacements in for the time being, but those won't do anything as far as damage to stuff coming in, so can easily be taken down without any return damage. Not too much stone left for Divine, whereas SimTom, every single one of these traders, 58 stone, but he needs to re-wall. He needs to secure his side again. Cannon emplacement onto the outpost that was on that last little bit of stone, but Divine, he just outmined up. It is no longer. SimTom has moved out of the walls that were destroyed. Would expect to see him re-wall that in no time at all. And he has hell no. Forward outposts that were attempted to get built by SimTom starting to be denied by some fire lancers coming in, starting to burn down that next outpost. First, they decide to kill the Vil, and no reaction, no re-wall yet. But SimTom, he has a nice military force starting to move forward. It's 120 and 80 versus 104 and 56. Where's Divine's eco? Where's Divine's military? I feel like he should have more behind this. Camel riders moving forward, Culverin moving forward, but more importantly, the bombard out for SimTom is starting to take down the actual defensive structures, which will not be easily built for Divine, as there's no more stone. He doesn't have any way to build it anymore. Can't even upgrade these outposts any longer. All these outposts that we built, he is not going to be able to upgrade. And the keep, it is getting low, and once it is on fire, there will not be too much rebuilding, as these things cost stone to repair. But fire lancers on top of the bomber cannon. It gets taken out before the keep gets taken down, and Divine, he buys up a little bit of stone. He heals up that keep, gets it back to nice and healthy, or at least not on fire and being burnt on down. But a little bit of a raiding party is circling around the northern side, not circling too fast. More rams being dropped, although SimTom doesn't need rams right now. He can just run right through there. There's nothing. I mean, I guess unless he wants to start taking down some of these outposts, but Divine building some walls right as SimTom has run through with his military. They are only stone walls, and luckily for SimTom, he has quad rammed right now. So 4 rams will start taking down some of this in no time. Not only that, a trebuchet, what did I say was going to end up happening at all these cannon emplacement outposts? They're just starting to get taken down, but the sacred site timer is still ticking. Keep being built with only 4 villagers immediately getting taken down. We just heard the 3-minute ding. SimTom has 3 minutes to start taking down a sacred site for himself. He needs that main focus. Maybe that's what these rams are for. It's not for anything for the eco. He just wanted to do it out of range of the vision of these outposts. He's going to come back in from the other side, take down the outpost, take down the keep, and take down the sacred site. Main fight going down in the southern side. He is forcing Divine's whole entire army, all the reinforcements to come down to the southern side, except for a few attempted raiding party coming in, trying to take down some of these traders. But there is a keep now on top of the trade, as well as an outpost getting upgraded. Hand Cannoneers doing a very, very effective job at taking this down for the time being. And that proxy military mass of SimTom's is not doing anything yet. 2 minutes left until the sacred site goes down. More outposts being built. Trebuchets starting to get taken down, and these are so crucial. He needs them so bad. 2 minutes. Is this game going to be over? Enemy neutralizing a sacred site, moving over to the northern side. The keep's here. It's at least stalling it for the time being. The four, whatever they're called, rams are moving on forward. Had a brain fart there, but all of the units for Divine have been cleared up. He doesn't have anything close. He doesn't have anything to reinforcement with. Where are the reinforcements? He's not reacting. He's running fast, pulling vills. Is it going to be enough? Are they going to get there in time? I don't think they're going to make it. They're running. They're trying. Get out of the way. Let the horsemen through. Let the horsemen through. Oh my God, it's gone. And we are in it for a long haul. SimTom denies the sacred site all of this gold. This is what's crucial. Divine, he's starting to run lower and lower on it. And SimTom, it seems like he's beginning to hold. He's rebuilt. No, he hasn't rebuilt the walls. He's rebuilding the walls and is rebuilding the walls in the eastern side and should relayer the walls up. But look at the trade is still going, giving him this long-term gold and, more importantly, the long-term stone that is allowing him to actually defend up. Divine just throwing away resources into these units. Like all of these outposts, all of these keeps, all of these cannon emplacement outposts are just shredding these units, and he is not getting a good return for this mass that he's making. Yes, he might be killing villagers, but this is a 4 or 5 TC Abbasid dynasty. Those are 25 food a pop. He's spending way more on the military mass that he has. Mass for SimTom slowly starting to move over, and there it is. Rewall coming in on the western side as well. Needs to move some of those camel riders out of the way, and does. And there we go. Raiding party has been cleared. So ecos looking strong on either side, but where is the trade? And there, oh my gosh, that's not a good trade route at all. This trade's just going to be so much worse. It has to walk all the way around this stone wall that SimTom built earlier. This is going to be an awful trade route. I mean, at this point, build a gate and build it as far as you can. You need this to be more efficient. And Divine trying to build up some stone walls. Remember, all of this stone that he is using is stone that is being bought from the market. And that means he is getting awful return. And this gold is not an infinite resource at this current time for him. However, it is for SimTom. SimTom is up to, still only at 22 traders. Nothing too huge yet. Divine 4 markets coming in, so should try to start booming up with his trade himself. But that trade, it's going to be so much weaker than SimTom's. Trebuchet firing in from behind these walls and will just attempt to take down all of these outposts, which again costs stone to upgrade with this fortified emplacements for all of them. Villagers being pulled to start heal those up as well. And there we go, immediately gets taken on down. Next gold being secured with those forward walls. So Divine has secured another 20-something thousand gold for himself. So again, he is feeling nice and fine for himself with gold. Didn't really need to even build these 4 markets with this trade. And so I would, again, like to see this further back if he is planning on doing that at all. Mass moving forward. The gate was built the wrong way. Oh no. Oh no! No! If he realizes this. Hand cannoneers getting on top of the wall, and this is a huge benefit for those hand cannoneers. That extra benefit on being on top of the walls reduces range damage and siege attacks by 66% and gives them the extra range. So easily able to just start sniping down everything. 4 trebuchets on the backside, just taking down, should start taking down all of the fortified emplacements, everything behind this. DivineDFP is starting to make his way forward. I said that once, I said it twice, I'll keep saying it again. It feels like he is held again, and will he break through this Chinese? Just devastation coming forward. Divine has non-stop been queuing up everything, spears, fire lancers, everything in queue, but he's not at max pop, whereas DivineDFP, he's not at max pop either, but he has a lot of kind of safety behind this with the trade and has the long-term resources that Divine will not. Horsemen trying to run past to get on top of on some of those bombers, but we're not able to do so. The seven trebuchets moving forward, just using themselves as attempted springholds, but not working out. This is not English, DivineDFP, but I guess he realizes he just wants to make sure he starts taking down all of these outposts, all of these keeps that Divine is just non-stop massing up. Hand cannoneers still doing a good job. Next outpost getting taken down. And those cannons, they need to be careful about those hand cannoneers. They have such a high base damage, they can just end up taking down those bombers. Next outpost getting taken down. This is so much of an investment that Divine has put into all these outposts. And the walls have been breached. That was the breach, wasn't it? They can move through. They can get on top of the trebuchets. And there it is again. Wall gets taken down. Everything in the east has seemed to be cooled down. Both fronts are focusing all on this western side for the time being, which Divine is happy with. He has tons and tons of gold behind this that he's like, please, yes, don't focus this side. Let's all focus right here. Trebuchets, though, get to keep on fire. It looks like DivineDFP is about to finally take down the last of the few static defenses here on the sacred site, as there is only one single outpost left. Another keep being dropped by Divine, but if the trebuchets are able to move up and take that down as it's being built, it will be no task at all. Not even to mention, even if they don't take it down while it's being built, 6 trebuchets, they'll take it down quite fast. Villagers moving forward to try to take down some of these cannons, as they do not need to be utilized as much anymore, as DivineDFP probably relying a little bit more on trade. Cannons seem to finally be making some headway. Trebuchet number only down to 3, continuing to fall, but all those outposts have gone down. Horsemen, Lancers, elite camel archers are being transitioned to. This is now the swap that DivineDFP can make because there's that many less defenses there. Only one single trebuchet left. Cannon's forced to fall back. Looks like SimTom's mass is starting to move forward. It is just this crazy back and forth. Keeps starting to get focused down now, and Divine back onto Lancers himself. But the Camel Riders, Camel Archers, Lancers, they will have something to say about that. Camel on these debuff is nothing to be joked about. And some of these Camel Archers are on top of the sacred site yet again. Divine trying to heal up those Bombards. But more importantly, he needs to keep the keep alive right here next to the sacred site. This is his main security. This is his main chance. SimTom moving forward with his own stone walls, moving forward with these outposts, and the key thing for him is when stone walls get completed, he has the benefit with trebuchets compared to those bombards. Nest of Bees, instead of firing down on the Camel Archers, they offer itself as a sacrifice. He says, please, I gift myself to you. Stop this push. Keep gets taken down. Main mass for Divine. Looks like he is struggling here. He has the eco behind it, but just doesn't have the mass together. Needs to be able to join forces together before it takes down the mass up SimTom's units. Next Nest of Bees is coming forward. Let's hope that this one decides to fire instead of Nest of Bees. Nest of Bees. All right. All good in the hood. Divine trying to build a lumber camp. Is he trying to take this wood line? Because that is not a possibility. Starting to run lower on the wood lines at home. Still has wood to the northern side, but for some reason he's moving forward to this spot. Oh no, it's a keep first. That lumber camp must have been from earlier. But this keep, this is right in the face of SimTom, and SimTom still has 4 trebuchets. He can just move forward and immediately take down this keep. Divine throwing away resource after resource after resource, it feels like. He's down to 140 total population. He is hurting SimTom. He's up at 200. He's got tons of stuff in queue. SimTom is taking over this game. Nest of Bees, though, finally doing a good job firing down on some ranged units, utilized it to its mass effect over here, but Sacred Site not only denied, it has been secured by SimTom. SimTom takes the Sacred Site. He's about to take down the last of the keeps, the last of the outposts, and guess what? He has stone generation to start dropping keeps himself to continue this outpost spam. You see all these cannon emplacements. Divine, he has to buy all of his. And Divine has his proxy military buildings in the middle and on the northern side, but won't be too effective. Gold starting to run low. Has Divine started trading? He has not, and the trade will be nil compared to the Abbasid dynasty. Mass moving in from that middle for Divine, trying to do something. Next keep being focused down by those trebuchets. As I was mentioning, that keep is not going to have a long lifetime. And SimTom, more walls. He loves his walls. Trebuchets can just move right back, not allow the Fire Lancers to snipe through, as this is one of the huge benefits of those walls. Just move right back through that nice old stone gate. Can set up right behind this again. Villagers trying to heal up this keep, but Divine, he is just going to keep continually running low on the stone, and soon enough, gold. 1,500, he's got 7,000 gold left, and that is all. It might sound like a lot, but the way this has been going, this game could be going for a century from now. A couple of these hand cannoneers, they look like they have found a side through and could potentially go for some eco. Trebuchets firing down on units, just taking whatever trades they can, as again, these are just free trades for SimTom right now. Same thing with these cannon emplacements. Able to just keep firing down, just keep taking down units. Camel archers. Hand cannoneers on top of those stone walls, just so much more effective. Those nested bees aren't going to be doing as much damage to them. Look at how much damage that nested bees does. Remember, 66% less damage. It looks like these guys have freaking armor as on top of armor on top of armor. That's 3 nested bees. Sorry, 4 nested bees firing on top of them. And GG.simtom is holding the line and continuing to move that line further and further forward. Hasn't decided to do anything on this east side yet, except for build a couple walls. And as I say that, there is a trebuchet taking down the outpost, so we'll continue to do the same thing behind the safety of walls and make Divine split focus. Divine still struggling, still not max population. GG.simtom, there's not going to be a time in this game for the rest of the game that he shouldn't be max population now. Walls attempting to be built by Divine, but not really sure too much of what this wall is going to do. Trying to protect up his nested bees, but GG.simtom, he still has his camel archers. Might start to go doing some more and more exploring as he is taking more and more of this map control back. How much gold does Divine have left? 15 vills just went idled on 1 gold vein. He only has 1900 gold left on that vein. That is not too much, and he is utilizing very, very high gold costing units other than the Fire Lancers. But look at this, the keeps being dropped. GG.simtom, he's moving forward. He is taking this map control. There's no way this keeps not going up with 22 villagers on top of it, even though there's a couple cannons here. Should still go up and immediately start being healed. And all of the ranged units, this ranged mass, oh my gosh, maybe it's just immediately gonna go down. And it is. The keep's gonna end up going down. Villagers pulled forward, gonna start burning down the bombards. And the first bombard, look at all those torches. Villagers trying to heal it up on the other side, and they do heal it up in time. Nested bees trying to fire down on the trebuchets, and the trebuchets, they can't get in time. Not all of them are getting in, so a couple of them get taken out before they're able to find their way through. And Divine, he's trying to wall at the central point now. But all during this time, GG.simtom has slowly been eking out on this eastern side, and Divine, he finally realizes, he starts to mass build trebs, but gold is gone. There's no more gold. Trade is not online. He's got 1,000 left right here that he can grab. And GG.simtom using these trebs like he is English over here, just trying to utilize them, but no explosive projectiles for the Abbasid. They are not able to have that huge effect there. And able to just continue to take down building after building, though not as effective against these units. And the key units that GG.simtom needs to kill right now is anything costing gold. Everything costing gold, Divine will struggle to start replacing. As you see, 163 gold into the bank. He is starting to fall. He's got 27 hand cannoneers in queue. He's starting to fall back. And this is finally going to be where GG.simtom, he is breaking through. I've said it 18 times, but now is finally the point. There is no more gold for Divine. Villagers moving away. They're going to try to maybe mine out this last 1,000 gold. But he has lost the control. The trebs are moving back forward. That keep has not too much life left in it. Oh no, the vills! The vills! Treb's still attacking military rather than a keep, rather than stone walls. So kind of confused in that regards, but it's okay as DivineDFP is continuing to build more and more outposts, and just all of these trades are that much more effective for him because of trading. Trebuchet still continuing to take down all the outposts. Divine's working so hard, all of those precious resources. And Divine, he is under 1,000 resources in every single resource in the bank, whereas DivineDFP, yes, he might be, but he is at, whoa, he is not at max population. They are both starting to falter heavily. He's still got a couple thousand resources, though, in the bank himself as far as stone goes, and that is the big defense. There's no way Divine's going to be able to push through all of the stone defenses, and the keep, it's got 400 left on it. He's on his last bit of gold, and Divine now is finally, officially out of gold. And there it is. So all of the units from Divine are going to start being horsemen, are going to start being archers, are going to start being, well, I guess Fire Lancer still in Juganu if he can afford it with tax gold only. But that is going to be a lot of tax gold that he needs to produce to start counteracting DivineDFP's army. Notice the income per minute just will continue to drop for Divine, whereas DivineDFP 3,700 gold, 3,900 gold per minute. Divine's at under 1,000, under 500 wood. This is looking like it is finally it. DivineDFP has gone. He is breaking on through. The Sacred Site Tracker is definitely what Divine is going for. He is trying to hold it right now, but we saw how the last one went. This time, he doesn't have actual static defenses. It's a siege shower! DivineDFP has to know. He has to know, right? It is the BM Siege Tower coming in from DivineDFP, the rare sight to see. Has his hand cannoneers pop inside. They are moving on forward, jumping on top of the wall. Maybe it's not a BM Siege Tower. Maybe he's actually utilizing this to jump on top of the wall and get some extra long range to take down this Sacred Site. The Sacred Site timer is what Divine is focusing on. He knows he's out of gold. He knows this could be the final stand. Ville's being pulled back as the hand cannoneers. We're starting to deny him a little bit, starting to build outposts. They're going for, again, finally, some defenses. Everything's being pulled. Ville's being moved forward. Trebuchet's still raining fire. Hand cannoneer still working. Bombard being utilized, but not taking down siege on the other side, not taking down walls on the other side, just taking down units. That is the main focus right now. And another keeps being dropped. There we go. 2 minutes until Sacred Site defeat. Divine has 2 minutes to attempt to hold this, but he is running out of steam. DivineDFP closer to max pop. Divine at 20 total military. He is starting to falter just towards the end of the game. And it is starting to fall. Divine, he finally gives up after almost an hour, after seconds away from being able to keep his Sacred Site timer alive. He does not do it, and DivineDFP holds on strong and takes the final game of the Rising Empires October Monthly. Jeez. Thanks everyone for checking in. Thanks everyone if you watched the full series, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube, because I will end up posting these onto YouTube. So if you want to watch them again, check them out there. And thanks again.